Most people in the info product space are forgettable, but the ones who stick around know how to create a movement that people obsess over. And it's still possible to create a microcosm of followers who are ride or die fans with less than 10,000 followers. Most people think that the brand with the best information wins, or the biggest brand with the most amount of followers, but information nowadays is free. Everyone has fancy mics, perfect captions, top 5 best of this videos, and yet no one remembers them. By the way, I'm Matt and I help coaches and consultants close 4 to 5 figure clients without a big audience, without going viral, and without annoying objection-filled sales calls. So if you ever feel like you've been shouting into the void, I'm going to give you 3 psychological levers that you can use to build a loyal fan base that outcompetes all of your competitors. So let's get into it. The first point is that most coaches teach the what. Here's how to lose weight, here's how to get clients. But your prospects don't just buy clarity, your prospects buy a cause. And let me show you why great movements start with either a villain, a belief to unite around, or a future that people want to live in. Take Batman, for example. He isn't loved because he punches people, he's loved because he stood against Gotham's corruption. As humans just like us, with sheer determination and work ethic to bring justice, of course with some financial aid. Creators like Daniel Dallin don't just sell a how to do business course, he sells an identity. The Dutch guy who can speak Mandarin and lives in China, documenting a real business journey like a movie. He creates visually aesthetic videos in the not so glamorized day-to-day work. And he always shares his genuine thoughts and gives insight and value to his audience as if people were sitting right next to him. People follow missions. So pick your villain, and here are some. For example, the keto lovers in the fitness space, or the people who think you have to go viral in your content to do well and secure high-ticket clients, or the crypto or trading gurus that consistently lie about their earnings. Then once you have that, name it, give it shape, and give people a side to stand on. I'm not saying to become a hater, I'm saying to be better. Here's one of my clients who picked a villain, which was keto fanatics, the no carbs, or the people that say you can't eat past 6 or 7 p.m. or people who shame cultural foods. His content became a movement around that. And within 48 hours, he closed 2 inbound leads at 4K cash collected with only 700 followers. Because if people can't see what you're standing against, how can they back up what you're standing for? So understand who your villain is. But a mission without a main character falls flat. Because if we don't know who's leading the movement, we don't want to follow it. So here's why you must become that guy that blank did something. Because people don't follow information, they follow the people behind it. Take Alex Hormozi, for example, the multi-$100 million entrepreneur who is your typical gym bro, a tank top abuser, and people could still recognize him even if I blurred out his face, because he hasn't branded his face, he's branded his character. Take Iman Gadzhi, the entrepreneur and philosopher with the old money aesthetic, known for his webinars and dark color scheme. I could blur his face and you could still tell me who it is. For your situation, you must become the person that solves one meaningful pain in a way that no one else can replicate, with a name that isn't a duplicate of another person. Otherwise, you're just another coach in a hoodie talking about discipline, for example. So fill this in. I'm the coach who helps X do Y because Z shaped who I am. Make sure that you make it personal. For example, I help coaches close high ticket using Instagram automated DMs, or I help first-time founders escape the 9 to 5 because I came from a single parent household. Now, once you have that, it's not a statement that you say every minute and every second of your existence. It's something that you subtly bake into your hooks, your stories, your client proofs, and your onboarding calls. Talk about it, feel that statement, because that reflects your values. Every asset should answer why someone should choose you over someone else. Because if people can't introduce you in one sentence, they're not going to easily be able to refer you to their friends and their families. But okay, now you have what people fight for, the destination, and how you get to where you are, which is the journey. But movements die if people don't know who they're fighting with, which is the company. So let's fix that. For thousands of years, humans have survived by being in tribes, eating together, fighting together, sleeping together, and believing together. When we belonged, we thrived, but when we were isolated, we died. And I didn't mean to rhyme there, but that same instinct is still wired in us today. When someone joins your program or your world, they're not just buying the information that you're giving them, they're buying the identity, a place they feel seen, a place they feel understood, and a place where they actually feel safe. That's why the best coaches and consultants don't just sell the outcome of their offer, they sell the belonging. So here's how to create a belonging loop that turns strangers into superfans. 1. Public proof. People have to say that I can see myself in them. Show client stories, transformation screenshots, or even your own behind the scenes. Let your audience think that that could be me when they see this type of content, because that is the first spark of their belonging. 2. Private help. Show that you actually care. Send a 2-minute Loom breaking down a specific problem that they have, because this appeals to the effort heuristic, which is when people trust you when they feel like you put in effort and care into them, because effort equals care. And so people actually feel like you care about them, which is permission to sell to them, because it is the next logical step in further helping them along their journey. And 3, add a community touch. Even a $17 Discord or a school community works beautifully, because when other people can see their fellow colleagues achieving and striving for the same goal, they're going to want to as well. Their brain literally releases oxytocin with that community feeling, and suddenly it just doesn't become a program or just a regular community. It genuinely becomes a movement that people back. Because one of my clients followed this exact same structure, a $17 per month community, making $20K in monthly recurring revenue, which then upsold people in the community to a $3 to $5K high ticket, because now these people trust and know the owner so well that the calls that he hopped on were simply just onboarding calls and not felt like sales calls, simply the next logical step in the progression of their success. And all we did was build a community where people felt like he genuinely cared about their businesses. In this case, it was agencies. And they could see that he genuinely cares and has a passion for this space. Because if your content feels transactional, if it has this sense of being a tribe, people will absolutely love you in the comment section of your videos. Because belonging isn't just a tactic, it is the oldest currency in human history. So now that you know how movements are built, not through tactics, but through tribes, don't be the coach or consultant who watches this and stays forgettable, because you don't need a massive personal brand yet. You need a villain, a character, and a place where people feel like they belong. And if you're still here, you're not just a creator anymore, you're a leader. And if you're a coach or consultant and you want me to map out this specifically out for you to build a community, to close high-ticket clients without objection-filled sales calls, and ultimately create systems within your business, I will send you a personalized loom, because I practice what I preach and I want to help you solve one specific problem in your business. All you have to do is shoot me a DM on Instagram saying, "Hey Matt, I would love a loom," and that's all you have to do. I'll see you soon. Ciao, ciao.